So, one of the really great things about working at Medical Guardian is that we actually get a free device with 24/7 monitoring for ourselves or a loved one. And for a while, I really thought about getting one for my mom. She's in her 70s, but she doesn't historically wear like a watch or a necklace. And I've tried to get her other smart trackers, and she's worn them for like a week and then ultimately lost them. So I figured I would just wait until we felt like that was really the right time. She's very active. She drives every day. She cleans an animal hospital, and she even goes and takes care of older adults and their pets up in the mountains. So I figured I'd hold off for a little while. And then earlier this year in January, she did have a large fall. She was walking up the stairs. She lost her balance and she fell down 3 steps, hitting her head against the wall behind her. And even with everything that I have learned in my 2 years at Medical Guardian, after telling other people exactly what to do, I still had a moment of total panic of hearing about it on the phone. And do I rush over? Should I take her to the hospital right now? I had to stop and take a deep breath and really think about everything that I have learned in this experience. We were thankfully able to get her checked out, and she was okay. It was just a mild concussion and some hip pain. But that moment made me realize that we really don't get to decide when these emergencies happen. And this is why we do what we do. We make sure that we're prepared for any situation. Even with all of that prep and writing guidebooks and resources, it still felt really different when it was my mom. So, taking a much more proactive approach now, made some significant changes. Was lucky to get her into a really great PT program, focusing on balance and strength, making sure that she was properly hydrated at all times, eating healthy, nutritious meals, checking out her meds with her doctors, trying to be as proactive as we can, knowing that falls will still happen, but what we can do to make sure that we reduce that impact. She has had another fall since that, but luckily we felt a lot more prepared this time. And I had set her up with a medical guardian device. And to my surprise, not really surprised, but like considering that she usually loses things, it's now been a month and she wears it every day and she loves it. She tracks her steps. I can see when she's heading up to the mountains or visiting friends. So I just feel much safer knowing that should something happen, I know relatively where she is. If her phone would die, I know what's going on. And more importantly, she feels a lot safer. And now she tells everyone about it everywhere we go. She's basically become a walking ad for me at this point, which is really sweet.